My name is Miss Megan. Welcome back to my YouTube. It's been 7 years. I think we have a lot to catch up on. Let's get to it. A synopsis of who I am and what I do. My name is Megan. I'm turning 27 years old this month, and I'm a CEO and founder. I founded Massachusetts Fashion Week, which is completely different than other state fashion weeks. We double as an education program where we train models for free and really get them to the next level. We help promote designers and, of course, small businesses. So we are really all for the creative community and blending education. So that's a little synopsis. I'm also a PhD student. I have an autoimmune disease. Honestly, I think my life should have been a movie by now, but it's perfectly okay. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and we have a lot to catch up on. When I graduated at 20 years old, I just finished my bachelor's degree and it was COVID. So I didn't really have the motivation to continue doing YouTube. In the meantime, I've kept real busy. I went to Boston University. I got into a top 5 program and pursued my master's in education and educational leadership and public policy. I transitioned from being a K through 12 teacher to working in higher education. And at 23 years old, I became a college professor, which has been the most beautiful journey for anybody in their early 20s. I was in higher ed and I got paid to go travel and do recruitment, and I got to be a college professor, and I was also modeling at the time, and I had a social media business. So I've always been the person to be a jack of all trades. Anybody else just can't do one thing. You should totally check out your human life design. I'm a manifesting generator, and if you don't know what that means, it's free. It's almost like a horoscope. You can claim it or you can not claim it, but it really talks about your working style and just how you function. So part of being a manifesting generator is you will always consistently have at least 2 things that you balance that are completely different. So I truly feel like Hannah Montana when I'm an educator by day and model coach and founder by night. I started Massachusetts Fashion Week at 23 years old. Our first production happened when I was 24 in November 2023. So we're coming up on 3 years, baby. 3 years. And my goal for 26 was to build my community, feel more confident in the word CEO, and create one really cool production. There are so many different events in Boston and the New England area, so I just feel surrounded by really cool other founders and people doing amazing things. But I knew this year I wanted to truly level up my production skill, and I believe I took it to the next level. Y'all are gonna have to see that for yourself this November. If you haven't gone to a Mass Fashion Week show, it is my baby. It is my baby. So you're gonna see a lot of that on this channel, which is going to be so fun. Another aspect of me is I'm pursuing a PhD, because again, I can't sit still. I can't. So my PhD is in educational law. My dissertation, so if you don't know what a dissertation is, a PhD typically has about 4 years of school. At the end of those 4 years, you will do a really big research project on a specific area, and you'll have to defend it to a committee. It's a lot of work because you have to get IRB approval, which is really strict. You have to get participants, you have to conduct the research, and you have to check in with your committee every step of the way. It's not like a research essay. Right now, my paper is 128 pages long, and I'm still yet to start research. Yeah, I'm actually starting it next week, which is really exciting, which means I gotta use my lunch breaks at work to conduct interviews with participants, which is really interesting. My focus for my PhD is fixing or making a strong impact on the gap for students with disabilities from high school into the post-secondary atmosphere. I think there's just so many supports that need to be established to help students really be successful when they go to college. Like advocating for themselves, learning about the resources. I work in admissions, and something I work on really passionately is making sure students are aware of their resources before they even get accepted, before they even come on campus, because we have to set them up to succeed. So I'm really passionate about that work. So I'm really excited. My business is literally a blending of all my loves put together: education, creativity, marketing, coaching. It's so beautiful, and I'm just so grateful that God blessed me with such a beautiful idea and a beautiful community to do it with, which is really fun. So we got to talk about the positives, but we also talk about the hardships, because one of my biggest things about being a CEO, about being a person with a platform, is we have to be realistic. So one of the biggest hardships of 26 for me was I got diagnosed with Hashimotos. If you don't know what it is, it's your body attacking your thyroid. It affects so many things. Number one, brain fog. And if you know me, I'm pretty much a brainiac. So some of the symptoms I started noticing, this started to happen November and December. Just for context, I was in a really rough situation, not with my business, not with education, outside of those two, in October 2025. And that stress of that situation, I firmly believe, prompted me to get triggered into being this sick and really exacerbating the symptoms. So November and December, I just noticed a lot of brain fog, to the point I remember I was in a check-in meeting with my boss and I couldn't spell out a word. And I kept writing the wrong word over and over and over and just scratching it out and saying, why can't I write this word? I would just be forgetting things, or like my team was like, Megan, you forgot to do X, Y, Z. And I just felt like I couldn't even think cohesively. And I was like, that's off. The other thing I noticed was no matter how much sleep I got, like 12 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours, I was exhausted, to the point that I'd be like dozing off at my desk, even if I had 8 hours of sleep, which again, should not be the case. And I tried my best not to rely on caffeine, but when you're doing a 9 to 5, and then you're trying to build a business in your 5 to 9, and then you're trying to sleep, and then you're trying to post content, it's really hard to balance that while balancing an autoimmune disease that literally the best medicine, right, is rest. So it's been an interesting year. It's definitely, I think my word for the year has been balance. And it's been such a roller coaster. Honestly, it's taught me a lot about myself being a founder, which I'm very grateful for. So having Hashimoto's has been a little bit of a struggle. Some of the random symptoms is like hair loss, really bad bloating, stomach pains, which being a CEO, being a founder, I just was like going to events in pain, or just really wearing baggier items because I felt bloated. I wasn't happy with my body at the time. And yeah, it was just really a big insecure mess up here, because every time I went to go do something for my business, I was like, you're not resting. And it would be this big cycle, but I have a really great community and a team that was just like, do what you need to do. Honestly, one thing I've noticed was when I started to work on myself, my business succeeded more. So if you're in that same position where you're like, I don't want to take a step back, your business might actually love you a lot more if you did that. So don't be afraid to do so. I feel like this past season, I was very much not stressing, because in my head, I was like, you can't stress, you're gonna hurt your thyroid. So for context, my antibody levels were, so your normal antibody levels, so it's called a TPO, should be less than 9. Mine was 900. I believe it was like 867, 879. One of those when I first got tested, and now I'm down to 327. I got tested, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, and I've made significant progress. The other thing, it's your thyroid hormone, so your TSH. It should be in a normal range of about 1 to 2. Mine was almost at a 5, and now I'm in normal range. So truly, my business, y'all are healing me. So thank y'all so much. And I've just been doing a lot of praying and doing a lot of the work where I'm taking breaks and really prioritizing. Now I have this thing called CEO Hours. I instituted it in the past 6 months, and it's real fun to see some of my followers, some of my community members institute CEO Hours and tag me in it, and it's really cool. So honestly, I think my autoimmune disease not only made me more conscious of my habits, but I think it made me a better CEO. It allows me to set an example. I'll never forget some comments where like, you prioritizing yourself is making me prioritize myself. I think one comment, I think it was Destiny, one of the models I coached, she wrote, seeing you work out makes me want to work out. And it's just little things like that. So I love showing people the balance. And again, true authenticity. I love to show the good, but also the hardships as well. I never like saying the word bad, and I don't like saying the word challenges, and I don't like saying the word hard. They're hardships. We're gonna get through them. That's the whole point of hardships. You get through them. It's not just hard. It's not point blank period. It's hardships that we are working through them. So every day is a new day for me to try to heal and feel better and closer to God and closer to my community, which I'm honored to do daily. This is also a shirt from massfashionweek.com. So if you want your merch, definitely let me know. But I feel like this past 6 months have been a whirlwind, and I figured I'd talk to y'all a little bit about it, talk to you about kind of what my week looks like while doing some skincare. So we're just gonna clip the hair back. Also, my hair is done by the most iconic man ever. His name's the Shampoo Boy, and we love Anthony, and Anthony's an icon. We're getting real close here, but over these past 6 months, so I had my biggest show yet in May. It was called Mass Fashion Week in Full Bloom. And the whole point of it was to really honor creative's journey, because you really do have to plant the seed in order to thrive, right? You have to plant the seed, you have to nurture it, you have to water it. That just relates to everybody. And I really wanted to show folks what it felt like to be in full bloom. And so I truly believe that Mass Fashion Week has progressed into full bloom. But now after looking at that show, I'm like, girl, give yourself some claps, but I know you can do better. I know you can do better, which is why I'm so excited for this year's theme. This year's theme is called Mass Fashion Week Madness. I thought of it actually, fun fact about how I think about themes is I will get inspiration from the most randomest thing. So for this one, I was actually out to eat, and this place had sports TVs on, like almost like a pub. It had so many different sports channels on, and at the time, it was March Madness. And I don't know why, I just came up with the concept, like, why don't we do Mass Fashion Week Madness and have so many different designers and so many different people just pitch in, and people bring their teams, whether they're real estate agents or they're nurses or they're college students. Like, people come in teams to Mass Fashion Week, and we really support each other. The second part of Mass Fashion Week Madness is the theme is going to be community over competition. So hence the themes, like really bringing in the community together. Just because at my last show, what I saw was we had a little over 600 people, and people were just meeting new people. Everybody was having a good time. Honestly, the energy in that room was perfect. One thing I did the night before of the show, I prayed for every single person who sat in those seats. I said, please get the most out of this event. Whether you meet somebody new, you're working with somebody, you're taking inspiration, and I've seen a lot of collabs and inspiration, and it's been really cool to see that my show has like that kind of positive impact on people. It's really cool, LOL. But I'm excited for community over competition, just because I feel like New England does have a really cliquey sense. However, the rooms that I'm in, they're like, we need to break this cliquey sense. And I'm like, girl, let's do it. So last season, I was really honored and privileged to have a full vendor floor with women entrepreneurs. And this season, I'm just looking to really get anybody who believes in this mission and vision involved in any capacity. I'm very much like a, you want to hang with us? Come hang with us kind of person. That's the thing. Like, I tried to build Mass Fashion Week so everybody can be included. Also random, but I'm obsessed with this stuff. Yes, love it. Obsessed. Also, what I use for my skincare, if you haven't tried it out yet, this is Smart Skin. Smart Skin is iconic. It's an AI skincare analysis done in Beverly, Mass. And basically, Vows, she gives you a one-on-one skincare. So this is skincare made just for me. Oops. It has the steps on it, and it has your goals on it as well. So you'll get, this is the ampule. You'll get a lotion. The cool thing is it has the QR code, so you can actually scan it and reorder it in case you run out. And this is an essence. So this is great and hydrating for the skin. There we go. Lock in, baby. So I absolutely loved it. It was so good, and I love that. It was such a great appointment. But that's basically my skincare. Everybody's been asking how I've been glowing. It's Smart Skin, baby. and eating your veggies. But I'm really excited for season 7. It's going to be beautiful. We have our casting call coming up. We have 800 signups, and I'll be for real. Like, 800 signups is so cool, but traditionally when it comes to events, about 50% melts. Why? Because of traffic, driving, just mental doubt, unfortunately. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to see who comes. I never think of the casting call about numbers. I'm thinking about presence. So I'm very excited. We have a lot of new spots for models this season, which is going to be really exciting. We do have some returning models from last season, which is going to be really cool. And we have a content creator squad, and it's just going to be beautiful. It's really going to be about bringing the community together. I also have some really exciting things. So this week we are shooting for a really special project. I will have to show y'all on Instagram. I don't even think Neff would be happy with me like plugging it. So we're shooting that this week, and I'm really excited to do that. We also, for August, speaking of Neff is our media director and our co-director. And anything you see Mass Fashion Week related visual wise is Neff or Martin, which I'm so grateful for, or Nicole. So with them 3, we've been able to take footage and create a documentary of last season. So we get to relive in full bloom, which I think will be really great, where I talk about my mental health and not wanting creatives to be alone. So very excited. Neff told me the update on the documentary today. It's already 45 minutes. So it's already like a full movie in a sense, but I was like, you know what, if we can add a little bit more, I really want it to be like an hour so people can sit down and watch it. I'm thinking about a watch party, like in pajamas, like a bunch of creatives in pajamas with pizza sounds like really fun and fire. And it's my birthday coming up, so why not? I'm trying to think. September is really our go-go month, where we accept the models and they're really learning a lot of the skill sets that they need for November. October, I won an award. I can't say with what organization, and I can't say what kind of award, but I won an award, which I'm so excited and so grateful for. And it's not even about the awards. It's just, I'm so grateful to be recognized for educating. I feel like that's God's purpose for me. So that's so sick. And I honestly feel like it's an award for God and for my grandparents who just look over me every day. And then November's the show. And then December is Christmas and New Year's. And then we're in 2027, baby. So this year is going to go. Yeah. Well, this catch up was absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to be making more YouTube and showing y'all weeks in my life. I hope y'all subscribe. And make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at Miss Megan or at Mass Fashion Week or both. And if you like the shirt, you can check out massfashionweek.com. This is on our merch store where fashion meets community, because we're about community, people, and we're about bringing everybody together. So I love y'all, and I'll see y'all very, very soon. Bye.